This week brings us quite the variety of indie games, so let's begin with Sclash, a 2D side-scrolling weapon fighter with one-hit kills, being similar to titles like Bushido Blade and has a good look. There's a story campaign as well as 5 characters across a variety of stages, where this game oozes style and I hope is fun and varied enough. I also want to give a special mention to Soul Stalker, another Vampire Survivor style bullet heaven roguelite, but where, of course, the almost Paper Mario-like visuals are one of the key draws. This is from the developer of The Outbound Ghost, which you might remember was embroiled in some controversy with its publisher, who allegedly screwed over the developer, so if you want to support a small team, do give this a go, but do note that it will be an early access release. Hey, if you made it this far, subscribe to my weekly newsletter to keep on top of all things indie games, link in the description below. An out-of-left-field title that I didn't see coming is Golden Record Retriever, a roguelite dice builder title, which is a growing trend in indie games, where you're able to select dice to roll, which are then slotted on the board. You play as a golden retriever kidnapped by aliens, now having to retrieve special golden records, which are causing cosmic chaos, so you need to retrieve them in order to save the universe. A very cozy looking game this week is Flutter Away, one where you're exploring the Amazonian rainforest as a butterfly researcher, taking photos, making animal friends and more on a 5-day camping trip. Now, I do think that means this game might be relatively short, but for a moment of calm in your busy schedule, do make space for this. This next title is of interest since it comes to us from the developer of Element TD2, which, as you might know, made the jump from Warcraft and Starcraft custom maps to Steam a couple of years ago, where the developers are back with what else than another tower defense title in Axon TD Uprising Tower Defense. A little redundantly named, but does seem quite unique. This is your standard mazing style tower defense title, where you can affect the pathing of enemies, but the twist here is that you're able to alter the map layout itself, which seems overpowered, and to date, it is not something that I have encountered in this genre. As such, they are pushing the boundaries once again, and adding to that is that this has several modes, including single-player campaign, co-op support for up to 4 players, and even a roguelite procedurally generated version, making it of interest to fans of this genre. Bigger games begin with Atomic Heart Annihilation Instinct, a paid DLC to Soviet Bioshock, which released earlier this year, where apparently this is a direct continuation of the story after the events of the base game with new characters, enemies, weapons, and more.
Was dismantled piece by piece. And when I tried to buy it back, it cost me everything. I must finish what I started. Death's design will be complete.
We do of course have to mention the 1.0 release of Baldur's Gate 3, an epic party-based CRPG in the vein of games like Dragon Age and Divinity Original Sin, where it comes to us from technically independent Larian Studios and has been so impressive in early access, being an epic return to the titular city and is set after the events of Baldur's Gate 2, where if you love your huge 50 to 100 hour RPGs, this is a cannot miss.
Forces you cannot comprehend.
Ketheric is a frightening man, but you have something he doesn't. Allies worth having.
Together, we will strike down the Absolute.
Bow before me. Bow before the Absolute. Bow! Here, catch that!
We also have the remastered version of Rise of the Triad named Ludicrous Edition, where this classic from the 90s has been given quite a substantial upgrade, so give it a go for nostalgia's sake.
They'll bury you in a lunchbox. Outsider. Hey, where you going? No, don't you, please!
Smaller games begin with Ninja or Die Shadow of the Sun, a pixel art roguelite platformer that looks neat, but the most interesting thing is that you will be able to control the game via just one button, which got me interested.
You can hear the gods whisper around you.
We also have the PC, PlayStation and Xbox release of Oceanhorn 2 Knights of the Lost Realm, following an earlier release on Apple Arcade and Switch, where this game and the original are classic 2D Zelda-style action-adventure games in structure, so give it a go for that throwback experience. Paquerette Down the Bunburrows is an adorable puzzle game where you're chasing down rabbits, looking to have plenty of variety in levels and mechanics as well. I absolutely love the look of Settlemoon, an idle management sim title where you're creating a place for rest for weary adventurers, so I do wonder how deep the systems in this are. Unsurprisingly, word Factori gets on the list since it's a factory builder automation title looking similar to Shapes but with words instead. Let's kick off the top 5 with Greedland. Yes, another Bullet Heaven Vampire Survivors clone, but the way it does look pretty nice and as a result, seems to have gotten quite a bit of momentum all on its own. You know the drill by now, get incrementally more powerful until you get to an absurd level, after which you're just slaughtering enemies by the dozens, where the different player classes and weapon variety should keep things interesting, where this is running on Unreal Engine 5, so let's see how far they will push the engine. I've had my eye on Super Space Club for quite a while, primarily due to its visuals, since how great does this game look? It's vibrant and colourful, simply looking like a dream, but where this hides a pretty intense looking arcade space shooter. Now this genre is not exactly my favourite, but it does have its moments, where apparently this is an endless arcade style experience with constant waves of enemies, where the lo-fi soundtrack does make this seem very pleasant. An action roguelite that I've been keeping an eye on is Adore, one that adds a monster taming twist to the formula and has been good so far in early access, releasing out of it later this week. The monsters you capture and tame will fight by your side, where the sheer variety of creatures looks to be a delight, as our hero is on a quest to resurrect the god of creatures. There is a synergy system between the different characters, and discovering these combinations will be critical to your success, as well as meta progression in between runs and even a cooking system, so there's plenty to explore and experiment with in this game. This next title is the last big game of July, where Venbar is a cooking-focused narrative title telling a story of family through the lens of an Indian mother who immigrated to Canada in the 1980s with her family. The art style looks awesome, where food and family really do go hand in hand, so I cannot wait to give this one a go. I did cover this defense-focused, simplified real-time strategy game when previewing the best upcoming games of August, since it has quite the pedigree in Grizzly Games who made the excellent, relaxing city builder Islanders, but Thronefall is certainly different with the action focus but still looks good, where you can find more upcoming indie games for the rest of the year in this video.